Hey guys, how you doing? You're back here with Review Bros for another review, this time of Cyberpunk, which is a nootropic gaming supplement, but you could argue you could easily use it for the gym. So let's get into it, as it promises not for noobs, zero lag, for the streamers, and it says nootropic drink. So very interesting statements on the front there. Let's see if it's going to be lagging when we cover the usuals: to taste, the price, the label, the effects. Is it going to be worth you picking up? Are you into your gaming? Are you into your studying? You know, anything you could use a nootropic for, it might tick the box for you. Let's find out. And if you're new here and you enjoy the video, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and ticking the bell icon. And we do appreciate if you can give the video a like and drop down your thoughts below on this product and anything else you want to see us review. We do appreciate it. Let's get into it. Let's move into tasty time. Taste and mixability, actually, to be very specific. And the flavour we have got is Kira watermelon flavour. I'm guessing Kira's a character from Cyberpunk. Do they have the licence to be rolling with this theme? Who knows? But anyway, let's see how it tastes. So I would argue that taste matters a bit more when it's concerning nootropic drinks that you're going to use for gaming, studying, whatever, more than pre-workouts, because these are more, the audience is wider on these things, you know, for the gaming community, for anyone that wants to study. You know, you kind of want to enjoy it a little bit more when you're drinking it for an activity like that, rather than a gym bro just being like, wallop and necking a pre-workout. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, it's going against other things that taste nice, if you get what I'm saying. You know, any energy drinks, you know how many of those taste good. So they've got a bit more of a challenge when it concerns the flavour. But let's see how this one does taste. Well, mixability first. Sorry, I don't want to skip that. There are some little bits settled at the bottom there. So mixability's a little bit worse than average, but still not shocking. I stirred it around about 1 minute ago. It's just settled. But let's see how it goes as we drink. That's not bad, actually. It's got a little bit of a funny undertone, but when we get into the ingredients, it has got a lot of different bits and pieces thrown in, so that would explain why the taste has got a little bit of a funny tone to it. But having said that, it's still nice. Like, it's almost enjoyable, like it's on the upper end. It's definitely drinkable. And there is definitely a sweet watermelon flavour to it. There's no necessary chemical horribleness to it, just a bit of an earthy undertone. I'm talking very small. That's just me being very critical. So let's have another sip and I'll give you a score. I'm actually liking it more the more I drink it. This is tricky now. I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's nice. It is nice. I'm not pulling your plonker. It's just not incredibly nice, and it's also not average or poor. So yeah, 8 out of 10. I think the score speaks for itself. Let's talk price of Cyberpunk Nootropic Gaming Formula. Well, you'll head over to supplementsformuscle.com, where you can use our discount code BROS5. We'll knock the price of this 40 serving tub down to £24.27 or 61 pence per the serving. And when you put it on our pre-workout price scale, it comes in at a 10 out of 10, just to give you guys a rough idea of where that would fall. But do remember, gaming nootropic, not the same as a pre-workout. The label will reflect that, so let's get into it. How about we delve into what this formula is giving us then? So, 1 scoop, 8.5 grams, 40 servings. And it's not a 40-20 serving container, it's a genuine 40 serving container. You can't go up to 2 scoops. It doesn't say anywhere on here that you can. But looking at the ingredients, I would say you can if you want to. But we're not going to, because as you know, consistency's sake, we stick to the label. So, they've kindly broken it down into several different elements of the ingredients panel. The first one, we have the energy formula, starting us off with citrulline malate. You might argue, why is that in energy? What the hell? I guess they're going to try and argue that it helps with blood flow, thus helping move ingredients around, thus downstream increasing energy. I don't know, but a bit weird seeing it in an energy blend anyway. So we're actually only getting 342 milligrams of L-citrulline pure. Might as well not even have it in here. I'm just being honest. You know, the lowest dose for doing anything at all is about 3 grams. So we'd want it at least 10 times more than it even is here. So negligible effect, if any at all, is what I would argue. But that should help with vasodilation and blood flow by increasing your nitric oxide levels. We normally see it in pre-workouts, right? Then we've got taurine at 500 milligrams. Again, we'd like to see this at least double. Jack of all trades amino acid should help with a bit of cognition, energy production and hydration. Then we've got glucuronolactone at 150 milligrams, again a low dose. That just helps with general your brain functioning, energy production again, you know, that kind of thing, down a similar route to taurine. Then we got caffeine, not caffeine anhydrous, just normal caffeine, 150 milligrams, which is about a cup and a half worth of coffee, or a really strong coffee, you know, a little less than an energy drink, I would say. But that's the main stimulant that's going to wake you up and get you moving. So yeah, most people will be absolutely fine with that. Beginners, fine. Then we've got the focus formula, and you know, pretty self-explanatory. All of these are going to help with focus, so let's roll through it. So L-tyrosine, 500 milligrams, normally sit in pre-workouts. Like to see it at least double that dose. You see what I mean now, where I say you could easily double scoop this, and you know, you'd be getting a more substantial intake of ingredient dosages at the 2 scoops. But hey, we're stuck to 1 scoop. So 500 milligrams it should still do something, but it's not great. At least it's a good form of L-tyrosine, but again, focus. Then we've got L-carnitine L-tartrate, of which L-carnitine, again, we're talking really low dosages here, guys. But I think a lot of these kind of things do that, you know, with your sneak, your any nootropic gaming supplements, they seem to always be like a peppering of low dose ingredients. You know, what's the other one? You've got sneak, you've got G Fuel, that's the other one. All little low doses of stuff. They don't seem to like clinical dosages when it concerns gaming supplements for some reason. Maybe we need to make one, who knows. But yeah, L-carnitine L-tartrate, again, focus, also does help have some mild fat burning properties, but hey, we're not here for that. Then we've got GABA. You normally see that in sleep aid supplements to calm you down. I don't really see how it could potentially help you focus, really, unless by calming you down you're then able to focus more. Who knows? Well, there's only one way to find out, by taking it. 250 milligrams is, I don't know, GABA dosages range heavily depending on what you want from it. A bit like L-theanine, you know, you can see 50 milligrams of L-theanine all the way up to like a gram we've seen of L-theanine. So it's similar with GABA in terms of how heavy they want it to hit you. So it's in here at 250 milligrams. So a reasonably substantial dose to the point it should have some effect, right? Then we've got choline bitartrate, of which choline, guys, these dosages, only 103 milligrams of actual choline, and of a poor form of choline as well. So I would heavily argue that's not going to do pretty much anything really at all. But again, that should have helped with focus. Then we move down to the adaptogen formula. All of these are going to help with anti-stress, anti-anxiety, to just basically anti-stress you, so put you in a more calm and focused environment, I guess. And you can supplement with a lot of these separately. Some of them do also help with balancing out your hormones and testosterone production, things of that nature. But let's go through it. Bacopa monnieri, 120 milligrams, ashwagandha root extract. We don't know what form of ashwagandha, but we normally like to see KSM 66, 100 milligrams. Rhodolia rosea root, and that's only at 50 milligrams. Then we've got ginkgo biloba leaf extract at 80 milligrams. So to be fair to them, they do have a good list of adaptogens there, but again, the dosages, this is what's really letting this formula down. I would actually go out on a limb and say if they put this formula together with clinical dosages, it would look seriously awesome. It really would, but no, we've gone down the bad dosage route, unfortunately. So yeah, all of those dosages we'd want to see, let me see, like 10 times the amount. Like, I'm not even joking. So yeah, they'll have a negligible effect. Maybe they'll stack together to some degree and help one another along the way with a bit of synergy, but that's a bit of a stretch. We'll have to see how it comes together in real world effects on that front. Then we've got the I formula. The I formula? Should say sight formula. I think that sounds more applicable than I formula. That sounds like it's made up of eyeballs, don't it? So we've got marigold flower extract, 100 milligrams, blueberry fruit extract, 25 milligrams. Again, the dosages do let it down, but self-explanatory. They have been proven to help to some degree with eyesight. So we'll just have to see. I mean, I can see why you'd want ingredients that help eyesight, because it sort of goes hand in hand with focus and being able to concentrate on what you're doing, because you want to be able to see what you're doing, right? And then let's move down to the last blend here, which is vitamins, minerals and antioxidant. So we've got red antioxidant blend, 1,100 milligrams, green antioxidant blend, 1,100 milligrams again. And then we've got magnesium, vitamin A, vitamin B6. So the vitamins and the magnesium, you know, vitamins, minerals, just going to help with general bodily function and health. Nothing super specific that's going to move the needle in any sort of acute way. And then we got the antioxidants, which is going to help with anti-inflammation, things of that nature. Healthy stuff. So what do I think of the label? Like I said, I think that one, they need a digestive aid to get it all through you, because there are a lot of different bits and pieces in it, albeit at low dosages, which then leads me on to my second point, is that I would like to see a lot of these dosages 5-10 times higher than what they are, and then we'd be meaning business. But then again, obviously that would affect the price and yada yada yada. So yeah, and I think that the audience they're selling to, I don't want to say this in a mean way, but like the general population, the gamers, you know, all that kind of thing, they won't necessarily know what all these ingredients do and the dosages and the clinical studies and all this and that. They'll probably just look at it and say, oh, that looks cool, it tastes good, you know, it gives me a bit of energy, jobs are good. And they're not going to sit down and necessarily research every last ingredient and be shaking their head when they find out that it's underdosed. So I think that it's kind of one of those. But let's see how it is in real world effects as we keep an open mind. Let's talk about Cyberpunk in the several times I've used it. So I used it once to play a few games of Halo with my brother, which I do occasionally, and I used it a couple of times to train on actually. So let's get into it. There's no beta-alanine, so you don't get the tingly, itchy feeling, which you wouldn't necessarily want, because if you're trying to play on the game, you don't want to lose one hand itching your eyes. So stands to reason why they haven't included that in here. So I'll be honest, if I'm looking at a label, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 10, you know, not an impressive label by any stretch. At 1 scoop at the suggested serving size. Like I mentioned, if you really wanted to go against the label, doing 2 scoops I do think would be more impactful, but we stick to the serving suggestion, 1 scoop. So what I will say is 3 out of 10 label, but real world effects, better than I expected. Better than I expected. So let's talk about how it holds up in the gym first of all. So pumps, not even going to talk about them because they're not on the table, let's face it. Pumps, no. Energy, super smooth. Feels like you've had an energy drink. You know, there's no immediate buzz from it. There's no jitters, there's no high. It's just a nice onset of subtle energy and focus. And I would say that lasts no more than about 90 minutes to 2 hours maximum, which depending on, you know, how long you game for, you know, going back to gaming here, that's going to either be a positive or a negative. But when it comes to the gym, perfect. You don't necessarily want a pre-workout to be slapping you for the rest of the day. So most people's workouts would be over within 90 minutes to 2 hours. So that, like I said, that could be a positive or a negative for you. So in terms of the focus, you know, you do feel like you've had something. I mean, it could just be mainly the caffeine talking here, but you do feel on the ball. Like, I didn't feel like I couldn't train on it. I didn't feel like I needed more. It felt like a typical daily driver type pre-workout in the gym, to be honest with you. Like, I wasn't thinking, oh, this is tragic, this is shit, I'm having a terrible session. I was actually perfectly fine training on it. Obviously, the pumps aren't to talk about. The energy was super smooth and about 90 minutes, 2 hours long. Focus was okay. You know, I was on the ball, I was focused. So I can't say the focus was bad. There was no, obviously, survival mode effects from this pre-workout or nootropic, because it's not a hard-hitting one, so you don't lose focus in that regard. So, yeah, it's just, I think it comes together a bit better than the label suggests, but quite predictable at the same time. Like, it's not going to blow your head off. There's no hidden, dodgy ingredients in it. You know, you're not going to... Beginners would be fine with it. Your everyday Joe would be fine with it. For training, for gaming, whatever the cause may be. So gym, yeah, it ticked the boxes, it got the job done. didn't leave myself regretting it and wanting more. It wasn't a bad session. I wasn't upset training on it. So that's a good thing, right? And then we move into my session where I played Halo for about an hour on this. And yeah, it was good. I mean, this is hard for me because I don't really use gaming supplements and I don't really game all too often either. So it's tricky. I'm kind of having to look at it from a new perspective. I've also got nothing else to compare it to. So I am going on just this in its own right. And it feels, again, like you've had an energy drink with a few little extra bits thrown on just to help with the focus and staying on the ball. And like I said, a super smooth experience. And yeah, I felt more alert playing Halo. You know, my kill to death ratio was maybe a bit better than normal. It's, you know, you just don't know. Maybe I was just having a good day on that day when I was online, or maybe I was playing against noobs, I don't know. But yeah, it was all right. It was all right. I'm not going to say, oh my God, it's the best thing ever, go out and buy it now, because that would be lying. But for that price point, 10 out of 10, you know, 60p a go, it's not going to break the bank. So if you pick it up and use it for a little pick-me-up, a bit of focus, a bit of energy for a couple of hours, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you manage your expectations and understand what you're buying into and what you want to use it for. But don't expect to be wooed by it. Don't expect to be tunnel visioned in. Don't expect any of that. So what would I give it out of 10? Honestly, I'd give it a... See, it did come together a bit better than average for me. So this is me kind of using my pre-workout brain to assess it, bearing in mind, and the gaming session that I've done on it. I'd give it a 5.5 out of 10, you know, slightly above average as energy nootropic formulas go. Like I said, better than the label. So if you are on a budget, if you're into your game, and if you want something with subtle energy and focus but nothing extreme, this may do it for you, but I don't think it'll tick the box for the more hardcore people, you know, whether that be gamers or gym goers. So yeah, do with that what you will. All I will say is do head over to Supplements for Muscle and check out all of their other products, because they are one of the rare sites that are selling hardcore supplements, you know. Yeah, they've got some real hitters on there, let's just leave it at that. And our discount code works on all of it. So do have a little perusal, have a nice day, and as always, stay gaming.
Touching on your body feels like taking on a drug. You got me feeling good, yeah, you got